Are you on? You're on. Hello, welcome back to the channel. Got 2 rods set up. We're just getting down onto Foxton Beach and I'm going to cast out. I've got ragworm on the lighter bass rod and I've got a little bit of black lug on my Achios Fury, which is a slightly heavier rod, but it's still quite a light rod. So the Achios I'm going to chuck out a little bit further, and the bass rod I'm just going to put into the surf really. So just scratching around, see what we can get. So the first rod out, it's a little bit to the right there. That'll do out there. I'll just let that settle in the surf, and then this one is going to go much closer in. Like that. That's it. I'm going to have a cast here. If we don't get anything, we're going to move a little bit along the beach. See if we can pull something in. There's not been much around at all lately. So if we do catch a fish, that'll be great. If we don't, at least we've been out enjoying ourselves in the sunshine. So I'm here with David, who's over there. Just thought I'd have a bit of company today, and I was heading up this way, so I thought I'll pick him up. He's fished here before. I haven't. But it's always the first time for everything, isn't it? So that's the 2 rods I've got today. The FX 420, that's teamed up with the Abu C3 Elite. And then I've got an Abu Garcia Spree Specialist Bass. And that's teamed up with another old school Abu. It's a little 5.5 tournament grade. So that's the setups. Right, both of these have been out for about 20 minutes or so. I've got a feeling there might be some weed on the Achios rod, just it's been pulling down more than it should. So I think there might be a bit of weed on there. I'm going to get the bass rod in first, which is the one that's just in the surf really. We'll see what's happening with the baits, see if there's anything been picking at it. I've seen what could have been bites, but what's happening there? Out in there? I've got a fish. There we go. First cast, first fish. Nice plump little flounder. That's nice. First cast fish. So it's quite a nice juicy flounder that, and it's just mouse hooked as well, so I should come straight off and go straight back in. Haha, get in. Right, there we go. Got that out. We'll get him back in. I just got some fresh on there, so I'm using a little size 2 hook and just a little bit of ragworm, so just nipping it through the head like that, and then just popping it up the hook, and then I just kind of like leave the tail like that, so it's wiggling around, hopefully attracting a fish. We'll just put this out exactly the same. I'll just show you what I've got as a rig, because it's just really simple. I've got a 3-way swivel on there, and then I've got down to the weight is it's a little clock weight, and that's £30 down to the weight, and then I've got a £15 clear mono to the hook, just so it kind of hides it, and there's a couple of attractor beads on there as well. So just really simple setups. So that one's been bouncing around quite a lot, but I think it's just the surf. But let's get it in, see what's happening with the bait, and see if there's any fish on here as well. It would be nice if there was. Might be something on here actually. That feels a bit like a flatty. It goes light and then it goes heavy, and then light and heavy. It's either that or a big lump of weed. What we're going to see, fish or weed? Fish or weed? Or both? I'm not seeing... Oh yeah, fish and weed. Just a tiny, tiny little one. Ooh. So another little flounder with a load of weed. There we go. You can see that for the... There you go, that's better. Tiny little one. We'll get him off and we'll get him back in, and then we'll get our cast back out. So there's plenty of flounders around by the look of it. There we go, that's that little one there. So it's got some red spots on it, but it's not a place, just a flounder. But it looks like it's been in the battles with that tail. Something's been having a go at it. So let's get him back in. Trying to bury himself there. So I'll chuck him a bit further out. He's on a sandbank here, so he's away. Right, I'll show you the rig on the other one. It's pretty much similar setup, 3-way swivel, and then I've got £30 down to a slightly heavier weight. I'm not bothered putting the grippers up, I'm just leaving them down. And then I've got I've cut a black lug in half, just really small baits. That's all that's needed. We'll get this one out. This one's going just a bit further. I'm going to go straight out this time. That'll do. I have a feeling it's going to be a fast and furious session, which is fine because there hasn't been much happening at all for me. I've been out quite a few times. I've been on holiday. I'm back now. I came back early because I got a little bit homesick, and I have to be honest, the fishing was just really poor. So I came back about 5 days early. So it's nice to be out fishing and catching in Northumberland. So you don't have to travel hundreds of miles to catch fish. You catch them on your doorstep. I'm just looking at the water down there, and I'm going to move my box and stuff down. And when I get these in, I'm going to move down the beach and fish just about 40-50 yards. Just it looks like a bit of a kind of deeper section just here close in, so I'll put one of the rods into that deeper section and one a little bit further out. But what a gorgeous day. Doesn't get any better than this, does it? So I'll get this in and I'll bring you back down the beach. Fresh bit of ragworm on there, and get this one out. I'm just going to put this even closer because there's a nice little deep channel just here, so I'm literally just putting that there. And then the other one, again, I'll put it further out. It makes sense to have one closer and one further out. I think you're kind of covering two very different places when you do that. So we'll get this one out. I'm going to see if I can get them past the surf on the other side there. That'll do. It's not quite as far as I wanted it to go, but it's fine. I'll just leave it where it is. It's about 2/3 of the distance I wanted it to go. Right, number 3 will be next. What will it be? There's a chance of, obviously, flounder, dabs. You might get a place here. Possibly a small bass as well. That would be the ultimate goal. So fingers crossed. So I'll just show you where I'm fishing and why I chose this spot to move to. So I don't know if you can see there's waves breaking out there, which means there's a sandbank further out. And then you've got this deeper gully in between me and the sandbank. So I'm just casting into that bit there. Hopefully there's something kind of sitting in there. Right, I've had a few little knocks on this rod. I'm not bothering to strike for the fish. I'm just, because it's flatties, they just tend to hook themselves. But there was a couple of little knocks on this, so I'm going to get this in and have a look. It doesn't feel like there's anything on there. If there is, it's tiny. Oh, there is a little one on. I thought I saw something moving. So this was on the black lug. Just another little postage stamp. And that's, again, just nicely lip hooked, which is nice. You can probably see it's just in its gob. So I'll get that straight out. Get him put back in. So there we go, that should just come straight out like that. Perfect. Get him back in. Bonny little fish. He's away. I think I'm just going to get this one in and have a look while I'm busy with the rods. This one's just literally there. So there's nothing on that one. But what I'll do is I'll put a fresh bit of worm on both and get them both back out at the same time. There's still a nice gully here to fish into, so I'm going to stay here. But I will just freshen them baits up. Right, there we go. Fresh bit of lug on there, just keeping the baits very small. And I'm going to put this one a little bit further out. That's nicely out there. See if there's anything a bit further into the surf. And then this one we'll just put just into that little gully again. So they're just a similar bit of ragworm. And just a little tiny little log into here. I think I'll just go slightly to the right as well. That's perfect, that. Perfect. We'll see if we can get fish number 4. Oh, it feels good to be out and fishing again. Just had terrible sessions for the past couple of months. I'm sure you've all been the same. There's just not much around, is it, this time of year? And I consciously didn't go fishing anywhere near as much as I did last year. I've realised that you're just wasting your time quite a lot of the time. So hopefully this is the start of the season. It's the 29th of April today, so we're almost into May. That looked like bites on the little rod there. Little sharp knock, knock, knock. I was just getting ready to bring them both in and replace the baits. With some fresh scent in the water. I think it might help. have a look. If there is, it's tiny. Another one, yeah. It's a fourth. It is tiny like. A tweeny little one. About the same size as the last one. There we go. I'll get him off and then we'll check the other rod. So I'm just putting 2 tiny little bits of worm onto there. There's a nice mixed bag there with some bigger worms and some smaller worms, which is ideal for on a beach because the flatties will take almost anything. But it's a nice little presented bait, that. Got the worm and I got some hooks and bits and bobs from John at Sports and Leisure. So thanks for those, John. The worms are doing the job. Get us just a little bit more into that gully. Again, it's only like, 40 foot out. I'll bring the rod stand down shortly as well. But I just want to check this rod because it has been bouncing around quite a bit. I don't know if it's just the surf or whether there is actually a fish on here. Them bites I was getting earlier, that doesn't feel like there's anything on there. But I will put some fresh bait on and we'll get it back out again. So I'll just say thank you to everybody who's sent us a message just asking how I am and stuff like that, because obviously I haven't been doing many videos. I'm doing alright. I had a tough winter and a tough few months, to be honest with you. A lot of stresses, lots of anxiety and stuff like that, but hopefully that'll ease a bit now that I'm getting back out and hopefully get out fishing at least once a week. But yeah, thank you very much for your concern and stuff like that. It's always nice to know that there's people out there. Right, it's getting tricky to fish here because that gully's emptying out and I can't wade over it to get to the sandbank because I've only got small wellies on. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to move back up the beach to roughly where the stairs are and try there because it looks quite nice there. See if there's anything on. There's nothing on this one. Up and then we'll get shifted further up the beach to the left. No, there's nothing on here either. So I'll bring you back when I've moved up the beach. Right, we're down the beach and I've just put some more ragworm on this one. The other rod, I've put some bluey on it, so we'll try a fish bait. See if that makes any difference. I'm just going to wade out a little bit. I've only got little boots on, so I'll not be going too far, but I just want to get a bit more distance past the little breakers and past the shallow bit. That'll do nicely there. And then I'll get this other rod out, which is already baited up. I'll just show you that. So what I've done is I've just put a tiny little sliver of bluey on there. I've put a little bit of thread just on the top, just to hold it on, because I'm not clipping the baits down or anything. That's perfect. I'm going to keep that rod tip quite high on both of these now because there's a bit less surf here. So I should be able to see bites a bit easier. But what a day. What a day. Absolutely lovely. Look at that. So this type of fishing is dead easy. You're carrying lighter weights. You really don't lose any tackle. You might lose the odd sinker, but as you've seen, I haven't lost anything yet. We're fishing on pretty much a sandy beach. There is a little bit of structure out there, little rocks and stuff like that. But it's just such an easy way to fish. Light boxes, not much tackle, light fishing rods and little fish. That's fine. Happily catch loads of little fish. Why is it that wherever you move to on a beach, as soon as you get there, somewhere else always looks better? So I came up here and now I'm looking along there and I'm thinking, actually it looks better along there now. I think as the tide's dropping, I might start moving back into the middle of the beach. Depends on what happens here. Them rods have been out for about 20 minutes and I haven't had a bite on either of them yet. The one on the left's pulling over a little bit, but I think it might just be a bit either current or a bit of weed on it. It's probably worth getting them in and having a look. I need to move the rods down the beach in any case, because since I got here, like since I moved to this spot, you can see how much the tide's gone out in 20 minutes. It's out of there already. So I've moved the boxes over. So I think it's time to get the rods in, move the stand closer to the water, put some fresh baits on and catch more fish. Right, which one we're going to go in first? I think I'll get the one that's furthest out, because like I said, there's been a bit of movement on this one but no movement on the other one. That does feel a bit of weight on there. Well, it did. That could have been a crab. There was a weight and then it just suddenly let go by the feel of it. So there's nothing on there. No, the bait's still on as well by the look of it. So I'll just get this up off the beach and then I'm going to rest this up here because I'm going to bring the stand over. So I'll put that there and I can get the other one in and get them moved. There's a little bit of weight on here. Feels heavier than it should. Could it be a fish? Could it be a fish? It is a fish. Fish number 5. Oh, it's a canny flounder that as well. Nice fat one, like the first one that we got. Just show you that. There we go. Nice big plump Northumberland flounder. Lovely jubbly. Right, let's get that off. Quite a decent one that. I'll get that back in. Go on then. He's just trying to bury himself in the sand, isn't he? Chuck him a bit further out. There we go. Put him in here. He's just going to bury himself by the look of it. Yeah, he is. He might actually have a fish on. What has he got? Oh, he's got 2. 2 little flatties. Well, the dabs are flounder. Look like flounder, don't they? Excellent. Well done. I'm just going to try the bluey again. And then I'm toying with the idea of moving just a bit further that way. Just the water looks really nice and deep there. I'll get this one out though. There's a nice bit of depth there, but there's just something about the way the water's moving over there. I just fancy having a chuck in it. And before I do that, I'm going to have a look at this rod because that's been out a while. And it could very well be something lying on for all I know. It's not even very far out now. It's probably 20 foot. But it's not even 20 foot, just where the water is there. Oh, there's a fish on as well. Oh, it's a turbot. There we go, a little turbot, teeny little one. Bonny little thing. The colours on that, you can see the sun shining right through it. Look at that. Right, we'll get it back in. Right, this is the final cast, and I'm just chucking them into that bay there. So I've just put another 3 worms on there. There's hardly any water here, so I'm just going to plonk this there. It's probably about 2 foot of water, and then this one I'm going to do the same. I'm not putting any distance on it, because if I put distance on it, it's just going to land on the sandbank out there, which is just, there's no water on it. So this is just, again, the same thing. I'm just going to put it a little bit to the left though. That'll do. And we'll see if we get a lucky last cast fish. So it's been a bit of a opposite of what I thought it was going to be today. I thought that it would have been fish later on as the tide was going out, but it was kind of like when the tide was in, wasn't it? And the fish were right up the beach as well, so they were obviously on this sandbank that's behind us here. I have to say it was easier to fish as well when the tide was up there, because this sandbar is just making it kind of awkward. So I think I'll make a little note in my book just to say if I come here, probably just come and fish 3 up, 3 down. I think that would have been perfect. So it's good to make little notes about the places that you go to. And then when you're going back, you can have a look and see what worked last time and what didn't work. But there's nothing on there, so that's it. End of the session. So that was canny, wasn't it? I wasn't expecting much. I've had half a dozen fish, flounder and that lovely turbot as well, so I'm really chuffed with that. So I'm glad I came out. I've been sitting around too much lately, just kind of like, oh, you know, when you're sitting there and you just think I can't be bothered to do anything. There's been too much of that. So I'm glad that I forced myself to plan some fishing in and to come out. I've really enjoyed it, and it was nice to catch some fish as well. So yeah, that's it. I'll be doing trips and doing all sorts from now on. I'll try and get the videos out a bit more regular. Thanks for coming back and watching us. I know there hasn't been much happening, but it's just quiet time of year, isn't it? So hopefully this is the start of it all. So as always, I shall say, stay safe out there, tight lines and cheers.